to New Indian Express. Congratulations.
Like,
Now you are flying high with the Rocket Boys. How is it going for you?
it's nice. It's nice that the characters got so much attention, but I think it's because the show's been made so well that everyone's like everything associated with the show gets its gets the praise along with the show.
Yeah, you play the character of APJ Abdul Kalam. It's one of the iconic character people will probably actors will kill to have a role like that. You got it for yourself. How was it? Like, I mean, to get into the skin of a person who we still call as legend.
Well, when I got the role, I really didn't believe it. So I auditioned for this when the pandemic had just started. This was way back in May 2020. So the world had all come to a standstill, and suddenly I get a call for this role. I'm like, "Are you sure? Should I audition for this?" So I did, and then they called me back in less than 5 minutes. And then I went through another round of 2 or 3 auditions the next day. And I remember that because we were in the middle of the pandemic, and I had to send this. I was in Pune, and I had to send a self tape. So the second round of auditions, I had a friend who helped me with camera, and then I had to sneak into his house at 7 in the morning because the buildings were not allowing anybody to, any outsiders. So like at 7 in the morning, I sneaked into his house, and then
Are you
we
serious?
recorded the audition.
Was he a morning
No,
person?
not at all.
7
Not at all. Not at
Oh
all.
God.
Not at all. Not at all. Because it's only when the security guard's shift changes when you can do that. No.
Okay, that was a loophole that you kind of caught on.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Okay, but talking about the preparation, how do you do that? Like, I mean, when you're playing a fictional character, you like a lot of actors have said that they kind of tend to pull things from nuances from the living people that they come close to the character. When you have a legend like this, you can't go wrong with it because people have a certain image. It's not your inspiration. It'll be people who will know that how he will react to a certain kind of thing. How did you get that thing? Was it under pressure for you?
Firstly, the period that you're talking about in the show, there is no visual reference for it. We found like
Mhm.
a few photographs of Mr. Kalam when he was with Mr. Sarabhai. So, and there is no video recordings that we could access because the character that we've shown Mr. Kalam is from 1956 onwards. So
Hmm.
everything in the public domain is once, he came into limelight for Pokhran in 98
Mhm.
to his presidency. So technically also I had to rely a lot on my imagination that if he was this at the age of 70 or 80, then what do you think he would have been, as a 25-year-old or a 30-year-old. But in terms of preparation, I read all the books that were there, all the material, like the research team. I thought the Nikhil Advani and Abhay's team really sent me a huge docket of articles to read from. So that's how I prepared. But otherwise, playing was completely from imagination. I think all actors have to do that at some point.
Okay. Did this kind of roles? Your background is theater. Like, for this kind of role, does theater also play a part in it? Like, I mean, because that also you draw inspiration from the imagination.
Right. Theater, mm, I don't necessarily believe that you need to do a lot of theater to be able to do it in films. I think what's really important is just keeping the imagination. I think everything is dependent on your imagination. So that can come from reading, that can come from doing plays, it can come from anything, just general observation. So,
Mhm.
but I don't necessarily think you need to, you know.
Mhm.
But yeah, in
Okay.
terms of preparation, yes, because rarely we get time to rehearse so much, but because the lockdown extended, so, I got to meet Abhay multiple times. We read, and, there was a lot of, we didn't really get to rehearse, but we read a lot.
Mhm.
And because the shoot dates, we just didn't know when we could start. I think that I just used that time to just read up on him.
Okay. Talking about Abdul Kalam that you played, what was your earliest? memory of him? Like, how do you remember him? Like, I mean,
When he
what part
came
of
to my
generation do you
college,
come from that? Please don't say that you remember him as a president, because I'm like, okay, how young are you?
no, no, no. He came to my college. I mean, I studied in Ferguson College in Pune. So my first memory of him was when he just became president and he had come. I think this was 2002 or
Mhm.
2003, and I think he came. I think he came a couple of times to Pune. And
Okay.
there's the streets of locked. And when we were in college, like we were all. I didn't get to sit in on the in the program that he was, but we all saw him when he came to
Okay.
college. So that's my earliest memory of him. I was 15 then, 15, 16, 16.
Has because most of it is shot like based in Bangalore, because of the ISRO being in Bangalore and all. Did you guys travel to Bangalore for any of the shoot or anything like that?
A lot of the shooting was done in other locations, like because of the pandemic and there were all these rules that we had to follow and a bubble. So like a lot of the things, a lot of the shoot the ISC was done in Pune. Because if you actually see Pune and Bangalore, they're very similar in terms of look and feel and the old buildings.
Yeah.
So we shot in Jaipur, we shot in Dehradun, we shot in Pune, we shot in Mumbai.
Now, since the success is there, how does it feel? Like, I mean, when the phone call comes, or like, hey, you are the guy who played Kalam, and when you are known as your character, uh, how surreal is it for an actor to be known that way?
It's all very new for me, but just reading all the messages that you get on Twitter and on Instagram, you feel really good because also there is a lot more of Kalam in season two. It's just that he's introduced here. But ever since the trailer came out, which I didn't expect Kalam to be placed like that in the trailer, the kind
Mhm.
of attention that the character got. And so everyone was very cued in on Kalam anyways. So it
Mhm.
feels, it feels, it feels good, yeah.
Nice.
But there's also a lot of pressure. So when you spoke about pressure in terms of preparation, no. But now you feel after the show's out because for an entire generation, I mean, all of us, we've seen him, we've heard of him. He's part of our current, like uh, we have a reference point with regards to him, whereas we don't have that with Sarabhai and Homi, right?
Yeah.
So that's the pressure because he's already heroic in people's eyes.
Mhm.
So that comes with responsibility, and that adds a little bit of pressure. I don't know. Let's see how season two will.
But with all this fame there, but I mean, okay, to be honest, let me confess over here. I actually got through you through your Instagram. I hit you up on Instagram and I got to. Are you still active on your Instagram? Isn't your DM filled with messages with from different people about your work and all?
It is. It is. It's all new. Yeah, yeah. It is. Everyone's been writing in. A lot of people have been writing in because, but like I said, because it's also the way the show's been received. Because anyway, Kalam comes only in the seventh episode.
Yeah.
So I think it's also because the way the shows are being received by people and how it's done, people have connected a lot more to it.
Now, since the Rocket Boys is out, what plans for you now?
So we were shooting Rocket Boys parallelly, season one and season two.
Mhm.
But we still have about 15, 20 days of about maybe 10, 20% of the shoot still remaining. So that will
Mhm.
happen now,
Mhm.
sometime soon. That's there. Then depends. Nothing else that I can really speak of, but I have a bunch of films that will release that I did in the last 1.5 years because of the pandemic. They didn't release, so they will start releasing now.
And what about like working with Homi? There were there are a bunch of talented actors in the series. Like I'm just
I think
handpicking
the
the name
casting
that are
was
there on the
amazing.
poster.
Yeah, yeah.
So
So
how
Jim,
was it like? Do you guys share notes? Like just do it this way. How do you guys gel? Like I mean, how do you guys chill?
I've known Jim for a while. In fact, I
Hmm.
did. I was doing backstage for a play that Jim was acting in, like in 2013 or 14. But sharing notes, not so much because uh, I mean, most of my scenes are actually with Ishwak,
Yeah.
and so sharing notes as in we would just play the scene with Abhay, and he would tell us what to do, and I mean, we'd improvise if we had to, or we would just, there's nothing like sharing notes as such. But all the notes were shared with Abhay. Abhay was very. Abhay knew exactly what he wanted. So, like I said, because the shoot took its own time to start, all the meetings with Abhay was, I mean, all our scripts were filled with notes that Abhay gave us.
Now back home, are you on a holiday vacation? What are you up to now since the show is out? And
No, I'm well, since I'm not on vacation. I would like to get back to work as soon as I can. So hopefully in the next 1 month. But I mean, the last 10 days has been just been on social media, yeah, because the Rocket Boys. So these guys who there's been so much to share on Instagram. I've never used social media so much, but I think these guys have marketed the show so much, and we're still continuing to do it to reach out to all these people. So I've just been on the phone.
That's wonderful. I'm just glad you were on phone. That's how I got through you also. But great chatting with you. It's always fun. Thank you so much and congratulations and good luck.
Thanks, Monica.